Hey all, Pixel from Improbable Garage. We're still working on getting the doors aligned. I know I was going to skip to the actual bodywork, but this is turning into a bigger project, so I figured, what the hell, I'll film it. Here's some of the parts of the latch. This is the backing plate. I had this in evapor-rust for a couple of days to get the worst of the rust off, and then these all just got sprayed with the phosphoric acid to get the surface rust off, and then they're going to get a coat of paint. And then I can put that latch together. I did get the screws for it. In addition to the screws, I picked up a body shim assortment because I need to shim the bottom of the back door back to raise the back of the door up. So if I push that back, this will come up. These are the wrong shape, but because these are defined thicknesses, if I can find the right one of these to work on the one bolt that's in there right now, I can then make a shim that's the shape I need out of metal that's that thick for the final assembly. So this will get the door in place so I can do the other stuff. Where it was left last time is this. I can now get to the right. Right now there's no latch in here, but like right now it sits at the right amount out because the latch is not pulling it in, but it's still too low back here. And the only way I can fix that is shimming the back of the thing because there's no slide in the hinge. So I'm going to try and get a shim in here. I don't know how else it's going to work by myself. And then if I can get the door lined up right in the back, if I can get that tipped up, that'll tell me what that corner looks like. So that was fast. I literally grabbed the thickest shim, a 1/8 shim. I was like, I'll put this in. That'll be way too much, but that, I'll work my way back down from that rather than up from the thinnest shim, because I already had a little piece of sheet metal in there. That wasn't enough. And I put the 1/8 inch in. It's gonna be way off. It's gonna be way too high. It's absolutely effing perfect height-wise. So I need a 1/8 inch shim in there. The door's pretty good here now. It's, I think, back a little further than it should be, but I'm not sure what to... Well, I think it's back a little further than it should be, but this gap is pretty good. Or the gap is just really tight here, one or the other. But either way, I'm reworking this so I can make this gap better as I'm working it rather than futz with the door forever. And it does now clear in this corner. I don't know how well that's showing up on camera, but if I push the metal in, it just clears. So I don't like that this gap changes, but the gap is now a gap. It's no longer overlapping. So this back door now fits properly. So the next step with the back door is to get the pieces of the latch painted and then install and assemble the latch and adjust it so the door stays exactly in this orientation, because this is exactly right. Like, this is so close. The bottom of it could be sucked in a little bit further, but I think that'll take a half a second to just push that hinge in. But this door is now exactly where it needs to be to work on that quarter, because I don't know how well this shows up on camera, but like, oh, I know. Like, that should show you pretty good how well it's now fitting. Like I said, here it's not even necessarily out. I think it's out a little bit. Down here it's definitely out. But the fact that this is all perfect up here means I have got that angle correct. I have cleaned up and derusted and painted all of the bits of the latch that needed it. I've gotten some door striker mounting screws from Fusik. This is enough to do both rear sides, which is good. So yeah, I'm going to get it bolted in, get it adjusted. Essentially, I'm at the point where I need to get the door to shut exactly the way it is right now because it is perfectly aligned, and I just need the striker to not pull the door in or down or anything like that, and we'll be good. All right, there we go. That is just about perfect right now. And if I open the door, it just, I open the door, closes just about spot on. I'm a little, it's like the tiniest bit down, tiniest bit in, but by so little that it's not worth continuing to futz with it because it's so close. This looks all really pretty good here. There's definitely a dent in the door right there, but that fits right without overlapping. If I come down here, that fits without overlapping. This bottom is pretty, this whole center section needs to be reworked because I bent that when I was trying to fix the inside, but it doesn't feel crazy out. This is all pretty good. This gap here is bigger than I would like, but this also needs a little rework anyway, so I can always just weld on some extra metal there or here, either way, and make that work. And then we come up here and this is all pretty decent. This door, similarly, all pretty good. It's hitting in through here at the bottom, where it's been hitting all along. At this point, I'm gonna trim this back and re-weld it to fix that problem, but the door fits nice, the door closes nice. So I don't think I'm gonna get these any better than this with my skill level. So now it's on to metalworking. I need to, where I did the repairs on these, like this door is pretty much okay. I'm just going to make sure that the bottom's pretty much all right. This door is going to need rework all through the bottom of over here to get that all right. And there's a dent here and a dent here that I'm going to have to make sure there's no crazy high spots. I think there's a high spot right here that I'm going to, like, this is all stuff I'm going to have to just kind of play with and find. But now I can do that here. That's fixing the shape problems. This lock needs to get reset. I have an idea for the door handles. Speaking of which, if anybody's in the Northeast and has access to a metal lathe and can do a small lathing project for me with some stainless steel round stock, get in touch, please. This is not a charity case. I'm willing to pay. It just, the idea I have for how to do the door handles involves needing some stainless steel lathed up, and I don't have that capability. There's a way I can possibly do it by myself, but it'd be so much faster and easier with somebody with a lathe. So do get in touch. And now that this all lines up back here, I can start working on the quarter. I think I'm going to start with the quarter, because then I'll feel like if I got that fixed, I've gotten all the rust repaired on this side of the car. Even if I still need to do body work, the rust will be done. So that'll be a nice milestone. So yeah, I think that the next thing is to start cutting into there and making new pieces and fixing that quarter panel. Anyway, that's it for right now. The doors are back on, they're adjusted, and I'm ready to start in on the next section of the project. Thank you all very much for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.